Allow me to show you something.
Black, run that shit back, man.
You got to do better. Protection, get tested. You got to put these plans into action to make sure that we are protected and get these numbers down. These things are preventable. I mean, it's not going to always be 100%, but we got to do our part. It's that simple because our numbers are leading the pack for chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. Protect yourselves.
Black, run that shit back, man.
Stay strong for a nigga.
What's going on? Welcome back to another Media Man Live on this great Thursday evening or afternoon. Man, this is going to be a great show. You guys get statistics galore. It's been brought up some income information. Shout out to the young man that sent me the video or tagged me in the video. I'm going to shout him out once we get to the first part of this. But then, like I said, this is going to be one of my most important live streams because I love to talk about the health issues in the Black community. Let me make sure my computer is straight. I'm a perfectionist. Okay. I'm good. So yeah, this is going to be definitely a fun show. I have a bunch of videos for you guys, so it won't be too mundane. And we got some PowerPoints that I want to show you guys, go over prevention measures. What is HIV? How does this spread? I'm going to give you the full rundown. We're going to talk about PrEP. And yeah, it's going to be a great show, man. I promise you. So I know y'all some real ones, man. If you rocking with your boy on the health shows and the economics and all this type of stuff, income, statistics, y'all some real ones. I see 44 people already in here. Make sure you like the video. So I definitely understand that y'all love this content. I greatly appreciate you. God bless you. And thank you for tuning in for these meaningful, not as entertaining, but I promise you, you will get a lot of good information out of this live stream. I worked very hard in conjunction with the most current information I had to find. Also with the income statistics that was brought up, a video was shared with me, and I'm going to share that with you guys, and we're going to discuss that in detail. But yeah, you guys, like I said, you get a 2-for-1. Get income, and you also get health. So this is going to be great. I'm actually excited to get to it, man. Let me see here. Let me make sure I started off with Dante Bryant dropping that $10 bomb to start it off. Thank you, good brother. Pretty sure everybody else will follow suit with the super chats. I greatly appreciate it. Let me make sure my audio is good. Okay, we good. Audio is good to go. But thank you, Dante Bryant, for always supporting your boy. Said Brother Devil M, peace and blessings. What up, though? And then let me get to. No, we have Pooh Man in here. Pooh Man in the building with all the links. Thank you, good brother, for putting that in there. Appreciate it. Always here supporting, running the moderation. And then we also got Lucid Experience in the building. Thank you, good brother. He said, Meet him, man. What up, bro? What up, though? Appreciate it, brother. Good to see you here. Let me see here. And who else we got? Any other members? Who did I miss? I know I seen one more. We got Erroneous E in the building. What up, though? Says salute, media man, and chat. Yeah, man, it's going to be a good show, man. We got Erroneous E in the building. Let's see here. Here we go. We got Dante Bryant again with the $5 bomb. He said it's definitely entertaining because we got ammo for Banshees and Sims. Banshees. Man, I ain't heard this since like Disney days or something. Banshee. That's funny, man. I ain't heard that word in a minute. Banshees. How you gonna call these women banshees? That's good. See, man, we ain't supposed to be laughing. We supposed to be serious. Let's get serious, Dante Bryant. That's funny, man. Wait, it was something else. Somebody, who was that in the chat? It was a funny. I made a video out of it where they called. It was something. Man, I forgot. Like it was not devil or demon. Somebody called women something, some girl something. It was funny as hell. But I got a video on it. I forgot. Damn, I forgot. It was funny though. I can't remember. Shout out to you, Jules Dude. $2 super chat. Beanie Man was good. Like the stream, y'all appreciate it, good brother. Thank you. What was damn? That's gonna bother me for the rest of the damn live stream because somebody had me serpent. There it is, serpent. Because it's called these serpents. Was that you, Erroneous C? Hey yo, man, that was so funny, man. That caught me off guard. I was like, serpent. Yo, this didn't call that woman a snake. Called her a serpent, man. I know that's straight from the Bible, man. Y'all some funny people, man. I ain't gonna even I was supposed to be laughing, but yeah. All right. But yeah, man, we get right to it. 57 folks in the building. Make sure you like the live stream. And also don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 6 CST Houston time. We're going to continue to review the Pop the Balloon show, but it's going to be on the members only, non-monetized. So if you guys want to join, please make sure you become a Media Man member. As you guys know, the Pop the Balloon show, they have a management company. So their videos are now copyright claimed, so we can't play them and continue to get monetized. However, I can play them in the members chat, non-monetized. So we still going to use that as a way to, communicate, form a little community, so to speak. But yeah, please make sure you become a member if you could. Pooh Man, make sure you keep putting the link to the members in the chat so we can get as much people as possible in there so we can have a bunch of fun, And I've seen that the show is about 2 hours, the most recent Pop the Balloon. So I'm going to actually bring up some of the members and you guys can help review, or you can review, after we go through one of the contestants, and then I'll bring you guys up and cycle you through. So we'll make it like an interactive thing. So yeah, we're still going to continue to do it. So make sure you become a member. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Nonzo, is that euros? 199 euros. So what's up though? Said, what's the divorce rates between black women and black women and white women? Is it white men? Black and white men? It's you got to look at the BGSU documents. I actually have a video on my page. Just scroll down, type in marriage Media Man, and it'll pop up and you can find it there. So yeah, so if that's bothering you, yeah, you can check that out. So appreciate it. Let's see here. Truest dude, $2 super chat said simps and serpents and banshees is crazy. Simp serpents and banshees. Oh man. Oh, there we go. Pool Man put the link right here. There you go. So if you guys see that, please make sure you become a member during this live stream so you can join in on the members only show tomorrow. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be first for everything, man. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling because I know you guys enjoy the pop the balloon reaction. So, and shout out to Mona for mentioning that, because I had thought about it. I was like, man, do I have enough members? And I had to check. I'm currently right now, we got 129 members on the channel. So yeah, if we can get that up to 200, man, that would be amazing. So be very grateful for that. So thank you. 200 by the end of the month. That would be good. Once the word gets out that we're still reviewing the pop the balloons and the members, hopefully we can gain some traction and get to that 200 number. So, okay. All right. So I got the super chats. Got that. Let me see here. Cool. Oh, got one more. Dante Bryan, $5 super chat says Cynthia G went crazy on me in the shade room because I brought up the antidepressant sales by women. Oh, man. Cynthia G. Yeah, I remember. I ain't heard her name in a while. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'll be interacting with those women. Yeah, they hate black men. So in the shade room comment section, you causing problems over there. Yeah, it's wild over there, man. All right, so let's get to it. And first, before we get started, you guys are a great judge of character. The chat is always on it. So I want you guys to let me know if this young woman was she was approaching this topic in good faith. You guys let me know based off of what she says, initially, and then how the video ends. It's 3 minutes long. I'm gonna let her cook all the way through, but I want to let you guys know what we're talking about here first. Let me show you. So I was actually tagged under this video by this young man right here. If you guys can see that. His name is DJ D Rex. Okay. He said, "Media man, you are needed." And it was titled like men not working anymore. Okay. So he tagged me in this video. I saw it. I listened to it. And I was like, wait a minute. I was just reviewing this information because it coincides with the BLS income information. And what she was saying was false. And she tried to spin it a little bit way. But like I said, you guys be a judge of character. You let me know if she was approaching this in good faith. So let me get that out of here and let's get to it. Fair use. Here we go.
Heard about this, but I feel like this can actually be a productive conversation. Now, Mike Rowe.
Did you hear that? Let's go back.
Now, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I feel like this can actually be a productive conversation. Now,
you see that? But I feel like this can be a productive conversation. So at first, you're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, this is going to be pretty good. She's going to have an objective opinion. She's going to be fair on both sides. Yeah, let's keep watching.
Mike Rowe, who is an American philanthropist and a TV host, came out and stated that 7 million men who are in their prime are not working right now. Okay, this is another man saying that other men who are in their prime years are between 25 and 54, are not working in the United States. Okay,
so remember that number, 7 million. So she's mentioning 7 million. Matter of fact, my eyes are gonna get tired. So let me get my old man glasses out. Okay. So yeah, she mentioned 7 million. Let's get to it.
Okay. And here are some of the statistics that back up what he's saying. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics actually reports that men between the ages of 25 and 54, about 57% of them are not working, citing physical, mental, and behavioral health issues, right?
Okay. So keep in mind, be very, listen to what she's saying. So we already heard 7 million. Now she's saying 57% of men between the ages of 25 and 54 are not working. So she has two contradicting talking points. So first she mentioned 7 million, and then she went straight to 57% of men between the ages of 25 to 54 aren't working. All the men, 57%. Remember that. Let's go back. Matter of fact, I want her to be clear on that. Let's go back a little bit. Here we go.
Percent of them are not working. Citing, here are some of the statistics that back up what he's saying. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics actually reports that men between the ages of 25 and 54, about 57% of them are not working, citing physical, mental, and behavioral health issues, right? But there are 30% of men who admitted they're choosing not to work.
30% of men. 30% of men. Remember, listen to what she's saying. Men, like all men. You guys know us about 340 million people living in the United States. Half of that is men. Okay, so if she's saying 30% of men are not working, that's crazy. So let's continue.
There's nothing wrong with them. They're just choosing not to work. Okay, 9% of them say that they're caring for other people. Now, on the flip side, right, the bipartisan policy.
Did you see the little bit of? I learned this from Mona. Shade. Look at her. Look at her face.
Now, on the flip side, right, the bipartisan.
Wait, hold on.
9% of them say that they're caring for other people.
You see that look away? You see, she's slick. She's a good one. Hold on, let's go back. That was slick.
Other people.
I love black women, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Hold on, wait.
Caring for other people. Now, on the flip side, right, the Bipartisan Policy Center survey reports that 52% of men actually would go out and look for work if they got better incentives, right? So we're talking better healthcare coverage, paid time off, better incentives for people with disabilities, things of that nature, right? Now, in the article, Rowe also points out he just feels like there's a shortage of trades. There's a shortage of trade work, which now makes the nation's labor force wildly outbalanced, which is why a lot of the men, they just can't find work because their skill sets does not match or fit in with today's workforce. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to yai.
Here we go. Where you think she going to go with it? You think she going to still just read the statistics and be objective? And not put any, up with women, down with men propaganda in here? Let's see.
I do feel like a lot of men have become lazy.
Oh no, there it is. There they go. Every time we knew it was coming. When I was listening to the video, I was like, oh, okay, she's trying to be objective. Went off the rails a little bit, made the little side eye deal. And then she's like, I just think men lazy. I was like, oh. Here we go. Lord have mercy, young lady. You didn't have to do that. Here we go.
I'm not speaking on all men, but 30% out of 52 that is not working, 30%, that's more than half, literally stated that they're choosing not to look for work. There's nothing wrong with them. They're fully able-bodied, mind-wise, they're capable. They're choosing not to work. So although I take in all of those other problems, all of those other issues, for that 30% right there, what's your excuse? What's your excuse? If the workforce is unbalanced and there's more women, who have money, they have the means, they have the...
You hear that? Uh-oh, see, now we get to it. Yeah.
Men, who have money, they have the means.
Wait, let's go back.
If the workforce is unbalanced and there's more women, who have money, they have the means, they have the...
There it is. So I was actually, when I was listening to this for the first time, I was actually going to leave women out of this and just speak on the men's part. But when she added that, she's comparing women to men, essentially saying that women are doing better than men, and that's why all these men aren't working. So of course I did my due diligence, and we're gonna talk about it. But I'm gonna let her finish. I'm gonna let her finish.
Not the women's fault. There's 30% of you men who are in their prime choosing not to go to work.
So she keeps saying 30% of you men, 30% of men, the population of men. She's not separating anything.
Choosing not to work. And then when women say that they are the new men,
Oh,
that women or that men are the new ladies, generally speaking, because again, we're not going to include every single man. You guys, for some reason, don't understand the general part and get offended. All of you get offended, but it's right here in the statistics.
statistics.
30% of you men who are in your prime are choosing not to work out of the 52% that just are not working. Fix it.
Oh, hey, she just told y'all Dusties to fix it. 52% of men are not working. That's what she say. 52% of men, over half of the men in the United States population are not working. 52%. So all you Dusties in there with your fake jobs, she told y'all to fix it. This is going to be good. Okay, let me get you off here, lady. And yeah, this is nothing against her. You guys know how I roll. Am I blurry? Is it blurry? That looks blurry. I don't like that. Hold on. We got to fix this. Let me make sure. Am I blurry, guys? Let me remove myself. Hold on. Yeah, it's I don't know why it's going in and out for some odd reason. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like that. That is bad. Hold on. We've been getting a lot of bad weather out here. It's still showing 1080p. God dang it. Hold on, let me try. I can't go out. Give me 1 second. All right, we should be good to go. Let me see here. Check out. Yeah, we should be good now. Okay. All right. So yeah, I got to make sure I didn't went to great lengths to try and get this stuff correct. We can't be blurry up here. But yeah, so we left off with the young lady talking about the 52% of men not in the workforce, not working. So let me show you what they said in the comments. This was hilarious. They came up to their own conclusions. Look, this woman said, the caring for other people pause/side eye. Please, yeah, see, she caught that too. I caught it. She said, because how many full-time male caretakers do you know? And this woman said, I have 5 brothers. Only one of them works. None of them want to go to college either. Lord have mercy. You just tell your brothers, tell their business like that? Lord have mercy. Okay. This woman said they're not going to college. They're not working. I need to know what they're doing and if it's working so I can take notes. I want to not work too. They said they're gaming a lot. Y'all better be glad they pushed back GTA 6 because ain't no dude's going to be outside. So y'all lucky, ladies. So you better try and secure your ass a relationship right now because when GTA 6 come out, ain't no dude's going to be outside. Y'all going to be really complaining about these speed dating events not having any men. You better get, I guess comfortable with seeing your friends, making some friends, some lady friends. Let's see here. Sports parlays and aspiring rappers. Lord have mercy. You see where the narrative is going. They're trying to talk about black men. This woman said alt-rights groups. Okay. What was this one? This woman said it's because they can. They can choose to not work and still starve. Since women will take care of them, be it their mom, grandma, girlfriend, etc. Lord have mercy. They making up their own narratives, goodness. And look, this woman said they want to be SoundCloud rappers and streamers. Meanwhile, they're on those podcasts. Talk about me. On their podcast, Mike's telling us that we're lonely and they're the prize. And then this man said, the men that's on the podcast, Mike's work. That equipment wasn't free. Yeah, you damn right, brother. It damn sure wasn't. Let's see here. So yeah, so they they just outright believe that young woman and was like, yeah, this is the truth because my brothers, yeah, they don't work. I was like, God, dog, you talk about your brothers like that? Okay, so let's listen to what Mike Rowe has to say about this situation, and then we're going to go over the statistics. And I'm going to show you guys how I got these statistics. And this is a valuable lesson for anybody that wants to kind of research certain things. You have to get to the bottom of everything. Pause. Well, that's not a pause. I'll just say pause for the young dudes. Okay, yeah, so you got to get to the bottom, pause, of everything. But this is Mike Rowe. Here we go. Hold on.
Is Skilled Labor Day. President Trump's pushing for training for skilled jobs that don't require a college education. We need to bring in Mike Rowe. He's the expert here. Is there really a trend of people going towards the trades and away from academic college?
Well, first of all, every day is Skilled Labor Day, or at least it should be.
Right.
Secondly, yeah. You can see it in virtually every number, but the numbers are confusing. You know, you've got at this point, I think it's 7.6 million open jobs. Most of them don't require a four-year degree. And the feeling, and I was at that energy conference with Governor Perry a couple of weeks ago, and he's so right. This is at the absolute top of mind. Every CEO who was there, talking, whether it's AI or data centers, it all trickles down to skilled labor. Gen Z got the memo in some way, shape, or form. And you can see it. The four-year degrees are trending down in that cohort, and there's a lot more interest in electricians and plumbers and steam fitters and welders and pipe fitters and the stuff my foundation has been focused on for 16 years. So, yeah.
So you hear that? Them Gen Zers from 1997 to 2012. Y'all stopped going to college and you started to pick up trades. So that goes against what that young woman was saying, but there you have it. So Generation Z, give yourselves a pat on the back for avoiding student loan debt because they start collecting that student loan debt again. There's a lot of people complaining right now. Let's continue. Fair use.
Need them, as Governor Perry pointed out, when we build these data centers, so massive investment, we need skilled workers.
There's need and there's criticality. Like, we've always needed them, and people understand. You don't want to wait 3, 4, 5 days for an electrician or a plumber. But what the governor's talking about, and people really are likening this to a modern-day Manhattan project. You've got the maritime industrial base trying to hire 140,000 tradespeople right now, 80,000 openings in automotive. You just go down the list. And this is the thing that worries me, too. I'm rooting for the president with the offshoring, the reshoring, the reinvigoration of manufacturing, but we got 482,000 open jobs in manufacturing right now.
Is that right?
So you create 1.5 million, 2 million new jobs, you've got to come back to workforce.
But you've got 7 million men in their prime who are not working.
Right. So if you really want to peel that back, his name is Nick Eberstadt. He's an economist, and he wrote a book called Men Without Work. He would love to sit here and crunch the data with you, but that to me is one of the greatest.
Okay, so let me stop right there. So you guys heard the 7 million number again, right? And they also said 7 million men not working, not in the workforce, not in the labor force. Remember what I said. Let's continue.
Alarm bells going on in the country. We've never seen that before, not in peacetime anyway. So these are able-bodied men in their working ages, not only not working, but not looking. So compare that to the open positions and then just sprinkle on $1.7 trillion of student loans that are still outstanding. And you can see we've still got our thumb on the scale. We're still pushing a lot of kids toward a very expensive path while the skills gap widens. And as I've said to you before, the skills gap is real, but there's a will gap as well. And those two things combined are ugly.
I want to talk.
All right, so let's stop there. Thank you, Mike Rowe, for that. and Fox News for putting that report out. So let me ask you guys a question. You guys are very educated. I know this. We talked about this stuff before, very recently, mind you. Is there a difference between unemployment and not working? Do y'all know that? Didn't we just discuss this? There's a difference between not working and being unemployed. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So remember that 7 million. They kept saying 7 million, right? 7 million men not working, which to the regular person and to this broadcaster to the left, he thinks that means 7 million men between the ages of 25 and 54 are sitting around the house doing nothing, not earning money because they're not working. Let me show you something real quick, and this may educate the masses. Not in the labor force refers to individuals who are neither employed nor actively seeking employment. This category includes people who are not working and not looking for work, such as students, retirees, or those primarily focused on childhood. Now, let's say if I didn't work a full-time job and I didn't do YouTube, I'm a retiree. So I'm not in the labor force. So I'm between the ages of 25 to 54, right? So if I was just, to live off my retirement pension, I wouldn't be in the labor force. So I would be one of the people, one of the 7 million that they're talking about. But I'm doing rather good for myself, even though I wouldn't be working. Does that make sense, guys? So within that 7 million men who are quote unquote not working, as they say, it involves men who are in college. It involves men who are retirees. And then if we talk about women, childhood. Women always talking about wanting to be stay-at-home moms. Congratulations, sister. You in that list too. I don't know how they don't know this stuff. And that young lady, she should have did her research on the actual definition. I'm not done. We got a long ways to go to walk this out. I'm gonna use this as an educational moment, a teachable moment. Let's see. So here's a more detailed explanation. Hold on. The definition. The term "not in the labor force" encompasses individuals aged 16 and over who are not part of the labor force. Key groups. This group typically includes students, full-time homemakers, ladies, retirees, individuals with disabilities. I'm in that again. So I'm double whammy. I'm 100% a disabled veteran. So that's 2 for me. I'm retired and I'm a disabled veteran. So I guess in the Black community, that's a bad thing because I wouldn't be working if I didn't have a job and I didn't do YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's 2 things. I guess I'm bringing the numbers down, guys. So this is funny. Wait, hold on. And those who may be working but are not actively seeking additional work. Okay? So you see that bottom there. And those who may be working but are not actively seeking additional work. Okay? Distinction from unemployed, as I stated before. A key difference between not in the labor force and unemployed is that the unemployed are actively seeking work. Unemployed individuals are looking for work but have not found a job yet. So what she was trying to say is that, I don't think she knows that there's a difference between being unemployed and not in the labor force. So yes, you could be unemployed, but you still actively seeking for work, or you could be unemployed and not seeking for work, because there are some people in there that just don't work and they being taken care of some way or another, right? But that's not the majority. So when you say unemployed and not in the labor force, those are 2 different things. But she was so quick to shame men that she didn't fully do her research. And that's what's sad about these conversations, because now as an older Black man who works in the field, I got to go back, look up the statistics, and I got to, hey, young lady, I know that she was trying to be shady towards men, but here's the truth. I'm going to tag her in it once I clip this up. But yeah, so let's continue. So marginally attached workers within the not in the labor force category, there can be marginally attached workers who are not currently employed but are available for work and have searched for it in the past but are not currently looking for it. Okay, so there's still people in there that don't have a job, but they're looking. And this goes a little bit further where it explains who is not in the labor force. People are considered not in the labor force if they are not working and not actively seeking work. Those persons not in the labor force can be thought of as falling into two categories: those who do not want a job and those who do want a job but have not searched for one recently, also known as marginally attached workers. Just like the last slide ended. Those who do not want a job might be students who are not employed or seeking employment, those who stay at home out of choice or necessity, or those who, for a variety of reasons, have no interest in working. So again, there are some people in there that just don't work. Those who want a job include discouraged workers who want a job but have given up on searching, and conditionally interested workers who are available for work but are not looking for work due to some reason other than discouragement. Okay? And I'm going to actually break it down for you guys. This is what it actually looks like. So before you run out there and be like, not the labor force, what does that mean? These people are deadbeats. No. So the civilian non-institutional population is split into two categories. You have people who are in the labor force to your left right here, and you have people who are not in the labor force over to the right. So in the labor force, you have unemployed people. And look at that. Shocker. In the labor force is unemployed, because those are people that are actively searching for jobs. And then on the unemployed side, you have people who work full-time, part-time, and then they work part-time for economic reasons, like their household dynamics, which is the one that I'm in right now. I work full-time, she works part-time, and voluntary, just so they can get some extra money. On the unemployed side, you have long-term people who have been searching for jobs for a while, and you have not long-term people who have been searching for jobs, who haven't been searching for jobs that long. Okay, just fired. And then over to the not in labor force, you have the marginally attached people, which are people who are discouraged that they can't find a job, or people who are conditionally interested, not really looking, but they're open to it. And then you have a block of people who do not want a job. So yes, within that 7 million that they kept mentioning, there are some men, and then on the women's side, there are some women who just don't work. It is what it is. They may be getting that funny money. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that ain't on the books or something like that. Who knows? Somebody taking care of them, like that woman said. This is funny. All right. Y'all getting this economics. No. Let's keep going. So I'm gonna show you guys what you have to go through to get all of the information that you need to get the numbers that you want to share if you want to, start doing this stuff. So at first, when they mentioned it, Mike Rowe warns of troubling trend among working age men, says trades are the answer. Okay, so he wasn't saying that men aren't available for trades or they're not skilled enough. They're just open jobs, and the men are going to get them eventually. So this is where you start. This was published May 7, 2025, which essentially is what the young lady was quoting. Rowe claims over 7 million working age men have left the labor force. Like I said, I'm retired and a disabled veteran, so if I didn't have a job, I would actually fall into this category. Okay, let's continue. So I had to first go to Fox Business. From Fox Business, you scroll down and you'll see this. It says the study from the Center for Immigration Studies supports Rowe's concern. It found that that the share of U.S.-born men ages 16 to 64 not participating in the labor force has nearly doubled over the last 6 decades, from 11.3% in 1960 to 22.1% in 2024. So yes, it has increased over how many years is that? What is that? 64 years? In 64 years, it has increased. Okay, but again, remember what the definitions are. Let's continue. So from here, you see they have a hyperlink attached. So you have to click Center for Immigration Studies. You click the hyperlink and it takes you here. Another Fox Business report. Labor force participation among U.S.-born American men has plunged amid soaring immigration analysis. Okay, and this was actually published 2024 December. So from there, I know this is a lot, but you guys getting an education on how to do your research when you see people say foolery on social media. You scroll down and you have this. The Center for Immigration Studies released a study this week showing the share of working age men, pretty much the same thing I told you guys. But again, you have a hyperlink. So you click that hyperlink, a study, and it takes you to this. And I'm getting down to it, man. Center for Immigration Studies, working age but not working, 1960 to 2024. So this is what you will find once you click that hyperlink. And then down there, they have Excel spreadsheets with detailed labor participation statistics. Okay? So you see that's in blue. That's a hyperlink. Okay? And it's based off of national data. So once you click the hyperlink, it'll take you, hold on, here. If you wanted to get this on your phone, and then you go ahead and download it, or you view it, and it'll take you right here, right? The honey pot, where you get all the information. So they break it down by U.S. born, not in the labor force, immigrants not in the labor force, blacks, Hispanics, whites. We get to it. Education level, U.S. born men, U.S. born women, immigrant men, immigrant women. You get everything, and you have the separate tabs right here. So once you do that, you will get something like this. And I know you guys like, man, what the hell is all this data? It's simply showing you the U.S. born, not in the labor force, peak years 1960 to 2024 for U.S. born men. So all you have to do, and I know this looks very busy, guys, but I'm showing you how to get, the actual information. She didn't do that. She just went off of the report, but you have to do your research for yourself. I tell both men and women that. So you have right here, what you're looking at is all education levels. And this is the share not in the labor force. So you look right here, and this is for men. The sweet spot that we're talking about are men's prime years, 25 to 54. That's what everybody is discussing. You go over here, it says 11.6% in 2024. You scroll all the way over, and it'll give you an actual number. It says total number of people in the age group. And let me see here if I can scroll down. I got this already broken down, but it's 49 million. 49 million men as a whole, are in that 25 to 54 sweet spot, our prime years, okay? Peak years. Hold on. Blur again? Okay, cool. So yeah, 49 million, all right? So 11.6% of that. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Okay. Hold on, let me see here. And this is for the ladies. Of course, I did the ladies. For blacks. Right here. And this is just U.S. born men, U.S. born women. This is for the black men by ourselves. Hold on. Let me show y'all real quick. I'm going to try and make this a little bit larger. Pause. So you guys can see what I'm looking at here. So right there at the top, you guys can see it says black men. I click tab 3. And you go over, the sweet spot is 25 to 54. You scroll all the way down or over, and it has 17.6%. So the share of black men of all education levels between the ages of 25 to 54, 17.6%. And I'm just giving you guys an example here. And then you scroll all the way over. I didn't put it in there, but I broke it down for you guys. Hold on. I'm going to show this. And then also, if you want to do a review on the Bipartisan Policy Center, they have the report as well. It was actually released February 29, 2024, delving into the reasons why some prime age men are out of work. And they, pretty much tell you everything. But this is what this young lady was talking about, okay? Remember, she kept saying it's men that are taking care of people, men not working, physical, mental behavior. This is actually the graph that she was referencing. So look here. Main reason for not being employed. So like I told you guys, we keep throwing around this 7 million number. So this is how it is separated. It's in different. So what you see here, men looking for work is in the blue. Men not looking for work is in red. So 28% are not working by choice. Those are the guys that just don't have jobs. 9% are caring for others. 57%. Remember, she said 50. What's she say? 57 or 52? Somewhere around there. 57% of men, physical, mental, behavior, health reasons. Okay. And then you have 4% difficulty finding work. And then you have 3% other, which could possibly be retirees, which I would probably be in this group or whatever. But the key thing that you have to note, this is the responses from prime age men, which is 25 to 54. So everything adds up. The whole report, they kept mentioning 7 million in men in their prime working years, 25 to 54. This is the same report. Let's continue. So, and it just shows you the figures in regards to what we were just discussing here. Said nearly at 12% overall in 2024. It's actually 11.6%. I showed you guys that. So they just rounded up. That's perfectly fine. But let's do a side by side since, and I want you guys, going back to that young lady's video, she said that men are lazy, right? Did y'all remember this? She said that men are lazy based off of the numbers that she saw. So let's do a comparison. So if men are lazy with their numbers, then of course, women got to be outdoing men in this area of not in the labor force, right? But if they're not, if men are lazy, what are women? What will women be if men are considered lazy, but their numbers may possibly be higher? What are they? Let's take a look. Here we go. All right. Number of U.S. born women ages 25 to 54 not in the labor force, April 2024, is 19.7. Number of U.S. born men ages 25 to 54 not in the labor force, 11.6%. Now, if men were lazy at 11.6% and women have 19.7% not in the labor force, what does that make women? Sluggards? What is that? What would we consider women? Since it's okay to call men lazy for being, not in the labor force, but I mean, what name will we give women because their number is higher? Just a thought. Lord have mercy. Okay, total number of women in that age group is 50.8 million. Total number of men in that age group is 49.8 million men. More women than men. What is 19.7% of 50.8 million? It comes out to 10 million. What is 11.6% of 49 million between the ages of 25 and 54 for men? It is 5.7 million. Okay? The number of U.S. born women, we just discussed that. I got the numbers right here. So you see there's a difference. So the number of U.S. born women ages 25 to 54 in the labor force is 40.8 million. That's 80.3%. The number of U.S. born men ages 25 to 54 in the labor force is 44 million. That's 88.4%. Okay? Ladies, are you paying attention? Here we go. Let's do the math here. 10 million minus 5.7 million is 4.2 million women plus. There are 4.2 million more women who are not in the workforce than men. You see how that works? So in her haste, to attempt to shame men, she didn't even report the women's number. So I knew she was approaching this in bad faith, of course. So she didn't even juxtapose it against the women's numbers. But of course I did. So we gonna get the whole picture. All right. The focus is on men. The reason why the focus is on men is because skilled trades, that's where men mainly work. So Mike Rowe's work is centered around, skilled trade workers. So that's why he was pointing out the men. He didn't mention women because they don't typically work in those skilled trades. Make sense? So we could have just left it at that and advised men of how many jobs were available. But instead, you decided to take shots at men because you thought it was going to be a mic drop moment. But somebody tagged me, and here we are, educating the masses. Y'all got to stop this, man. Black women, not all y'all, but y'all got to stop trying to paint these narratives because you ain't going to come out bad or come out good. And just for shits and gigs, I did the black community because that will probably be next, right? You know how these things go. We know the game. Of course I did the black community. Number of U.S.-born black women ages 25 to 54 not in the labor force, 19.5%. Number of U.S.-born black men ages 25 to 54 not in the labor force, 17.6%. Black men's percentage is lower. However, I will give black women some credit. Their 19.5% is actually lower than the average for all women at 19.7%. So that's actually good. Black women, pat yourselves on the back. You actually beat the average for all women. So that's good. Total number of black women in that age group, 7.4 million. Total number of black men in the age group, 6.4 million. What is 19.5% of 7.4 million? 1.4 million for black women. 17.6% of 6.4 million is 1.1 million. So that means that there's more black women who are not in the labor force by shared numbers than black men. Is it buffering? Am I buffering? Somebody said I'm buffering. Is it good? Let me know, Pooh Man, if we good. Hold on, let me check. We good? I see it. No, it's good. Okay, cool. Okay, we can continue. All right, so here's the breakdown. 1.4 million minus 1.1 million. That's a difference of 317,000 black women. So there are 317,760 more black women who are not in the workforce than black men. All right. Let me see here. I'm gonna wait on that one. We go on there next. Okay. So that is the actual breakdown. I honestly don't know what else to say. The whole report, you guys can look it up for yourselves. It's a lot. It's very detailed. They tell you the reasons why. It has a lot to do with immigration in regards to skilled trades, non-documented people taking those particular jobs. So, or undocumented people taking those jobs. But yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. So it's just not as easy as or as simple as she was like to paint it. She was trying to tell her audience full of black women that is just so many men out there that are lazy and they're not working. No, you have to break it down to explain. And like I said, when it gets to me, of course, I'm going to read everything thoroughly and I'm going to break it down so you can understand it. Y'all got to stop this, man. You're trying to get a one up by saying women out here making more money. No. God, dog. So yeah, so if you're going to, put out some statistics, man, just do the research for yourself. Read it and just don't go off of articles. Mike Rowe, he was good. He's good. That's what he does. So he's actually looking out for men, if you guys didn't notice that, to let men know, giving them a heads up that there's so many skilled trade jobs out there. So we're trying our best to get those spots filled. Okay? So yeah, so that's all it is. It wasn't a shaming tactic that you should be trying to use against men. Just use it, look at the research. and stop trying to, make content or, get women on your side to, like an aha moment. I found that men aren't working. Nah, man, we supposed to be in this together, especially in the black community. So if it affect black men, it definitely affect black women, because black men out earn black women. And who you think gets hit the hardest the most, especially with all the college debt that black women have? Y'all need to be focused on that. I don't know if y'all seen all these videos of a bunch of women complaining about the student loans, collections being turned back on. It's rather unfortunate, because I know a lot of people, they were cool not paying, but now you got to pay. Are they talking about garnishing your funds? It's a lot, man. So yeah, we got to start working together. So shout out to Mike Rowe. Shout out to that young lady who tried her best, I guess, to stay on code. And, it got to me. And shout out to DJ D-Rex for tagging me in the video. So it gave us a chance to educate. All right. So thank y'all for listening. So let me get to the super chats real quick. I know I missed a couple. My bad, y'all. We was cookie. Ronnie C $2 super chat said he put up the medium man bat signal. Yeah, he did click me in. He was like, hey, check this out. That was good. Marcus J 1999, appreciate your work and being the representative you are for black men. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Blessings to you, brother. Appreciate that bomb. That 1999, our show sponsor. Thank you, brother. Let's see here. Air Force Reek $5 super chat said, even if the numbers were true, why are men still out earning women? It is what it is, man. People trying to go viral and get mic drop moments, and it's just sad. I don't know what the purpose, and the stats say, it's like, come on now. Lord. Okay. HVAC Man $2 super chat said, what I tell y'all, Gen Z is winning. We here now. Yeah, that Gen Z is changing the landscape. I talked about Generation Z in regards to dropping our, imprisonment rates for the black men from 1 in 3 to 1 in 5. So yeah, that particular group, man, they changing the landscape. Let's see here. William K. Jones, what up, though? 499 super chat. Thank you, brother. Good to see you here. As always, true as dude. $2 super chat said, I saw that. Uncle Sam won his money. Time to pay. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Dante Bryan, $2 super chat said, is that the DJ D Rex from Wild 'N Out? I'm not sure. I don't Wild 'N Out. What is that? The MTV show with DC Young Fly. Yeah, I know that. I don't know if that's him. Nah, he spelled his name different. Let's see here. All right, cool. Lord have mercy. So, y'all need me to explain anything else on that? It was fairly simple once I broke it down, but Lord, our women, goodness. Okay, so let's get to it. I got to remove the overlay because I got some slides and videos. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of that. Okay, cool. Now, let's get to the main topic of discussion. HIV in the black community. Now, you guys know damn near every year I talk about this stuff because I work in this field. I work global health, so I see the numbers all the time. There is a lot of issues in the black community when it comes to HIV and HIV prevention. And I'm going to actually give you guys a detailed synopsis, so to speak, or lecture on the ins and outs of the issues that we're facing here. So, man, okay. Let's see here. I'm going to bring everything up. Give me 1 second, guys. And thank y'all for liking the video. Greatly appreciate it. I think we over 100. We got 136 folks in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. All right. And again, thank you to the folks that sent in super chats as well. Because like I said, the health stuff and educational stuff, I'm starting to get more people. I like that. There's 134 in here. So, man, y'all are the best. I swear. Let's get to it. And we're going to start here. All right. So I tried to make this as clear as possible. I think this will work a little bit better. No, let's do here. Let's go here. That's a little bit better. 115 likes. Cool. So HIV in the black community. Let me see if I can. I'm going to try and control this from here. No, it's not going to work. Damn it. Now I got to move myself up. Yeah, that'll work. So this is what we're going to be going over. This is the table of contents. This is not going to be death by PowerPoint. I promise you guys. What is HIV? You always have to start there. How is HIV spread? How do you get or transmit HIV? How is HIV spread from person to person? How do you get or transmit HIV? Again, we got another video. HIV prevention, HIV/AIDS in Black/African Americans, 2022. We got a PrEP medication video and some slides. Also, HIV in Harris County in Houston. And then we'll take some questions. But I also have a database to show you guys to where you can find this information for yourselves. Okay? And it's public. Let's continue. All right. So quick medical disclaimer. The information on this YouTube live stream is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content, including text, graphics, images, and information contained on or available through this channel is for general information purposes only. You are encouraged to confirm any information obtained from or through this live stream with other sources and review all information regarding any medical condition or treatment with your physician. All right? So every time we do these types of live streams, I always have to put that in there just as a disclaimer to protect me. I'm not trying to give you guys a diagnosis. This is just for educational purposes only. Okay? Check with your your primary health care provider to see if if you experiencing anything. Yeah, go to the hospital. Okay? Let's continue. I like this one. Okay. All right. So, what is HIV? It is the human immunodeficiency virus. It attacks the cells that help the body fight infection, making a person more vulnerable to other infections and diseases. You can find that on hiv.gov. And it is spread by contact with certain bodily fluids of a person with HIV, most commonly during unprotected sex, sex without a condom, or HIV medicine to prevent or treat HIV, or through sharing injection equipment. And then this is how it's spread from person to person, so I can clear up any misconceptions. I made this for a particular reason. I got a question and I had to put this in here. So the most common way that HIV spreads from person to person is having vaginal or anal sex with someone who has HIV without using a condom. Sharing injection drug equipment such as needles, syringes, or other drug injection equipment. Less common, an HIV person transmitting HIV to their baby during pregnancy, birth, or breastfeeding, and also being exposed to HIV through a needle stick or sharps injury. If we have any healthcare people in here, you guys probably have a bloodborne pathogen. It's like their own wing. We used to run, a program was like our needle stick program. So if you are a person that works with needles a lot, like if you work in immunizations, you're a lab tech or something like that, and you get something splashed in your eye or you get stuck by a needle, you have to go through this process. So that last one, being exposed through a needle stick, is something I know my healthcare workers are familiar with. Okay. Hopefully you never had to go through that. Let's see here. And then extremely rare, having oral sex. That's extremely rare, but that's only HIV. You can catch other STIs through having oral sex. Okay. Receiving blood transfusions, blood products, or organ tissue transplants that are contaminated with HIV. Somebody said, can you get it through if you donate blood? It's very rare, but but you can. It's very rare. So deep open mouth kissing. And I forgot the number of this, and this is when I was in school. There's a significant amount or specific number or a specific weight or amount of saliva that you would have to swallow or ingest from somebody to get it from kissing. And I think it was like maybe 1 quart or something like that. So how many times you kissing somebody and you swallow a quart of their spit? I got to be a little bit crass here, but but yeah, so that's why it's extremely rare. Okay, let's see here. All right, how do you get or transmit HIV? We just talked about this, but you can only get HIV by coming in direct contact with certain bodily fluids, like I stated before. Semen, which is cum, and pre-seminal fluid. You guys know that as pre-cum. Rectal fluids, vaginal fluids, and breast milk. Okay, for transmission to occur, the HIV and these fluids must get into the bloodstream of an HIV negative person through a mucous membrane found in the rectum, vagina, mouth, or tip of the penis, through open cuts or sores, or by direct injection from a needle or syringe. All right. And let's get to the Black community. But before that, let's get to a couple videos. Let's talk about HIV prevention. We'll go back to the slideshow. Let's break up the monotony here. So here's a video directly from the CDC about HIV prevention. It's going to go over some of the things that I'm going to mention here shortly. Here we go.
If you are sexually active or inject drugs, there are more ways than ever to prevent HIV. You can use condoms every time you have sex. You can never share needles or other drug injection equipment. You can take medicine called PrEP. When taken as prescribed, PrEP is highly effective in preventing HIV from sex and injection drug use. You can get tested and treated for other STDs, since having another STD can increase the chance of you getting HIV. You can also choose other sexual activities with little to no risk for getting HIV, such as oral sex. But remember, oral sex can transmit other STDs like chlamydia, gonorrhea, or syphilis. If you inject drugs, you can lower your risk by using clean needles or cleaning your used needles and drug injection equipment with bleach and clean water.
Okay, so right there, and we get this question all the time. People ask, why do we educate folks on how to use needles correctly for drug usage? It's because of the fact that us saying that, hey, don't use drugs, we know that that's not going to happen for the majority, or for the minority of people who actually do drugs. So if they're going to use drugs, you have to give them education and preventative measures to make sure that they don't get infected with HIV or other things. So that's why we give this instruction to tell people, hey, make sure you use clean needles, so on and so forth. So that's the reason why we're not promoting the usage of drugs. It just is what it is. We live in a world where, as it is and not how it should be. Shout out to RP. Okay. Let's continue.
If your sex partner has HIV, you should encourage them to take their HIV medicine. HIV medicine can prevent sexual transmission to others. For more information on how to prevent HIV, visit cdc.gov/HIV.
All right, so let's stop it right there. Cool, let me get some of these super chats. I think I got 2. Yeah. Dante Bryan, $2 super chat said, "You pause." Hey man, I've seen way worse. So y'all got to get used to this. Quiz Cortez, $5 super chat said, "Hey, Media Man in chat, why is the race of every STD, STI, and HIV video a Black person? Been seeing that since grade school, and I'm 30. I mean, it may be a coincidence. Also, those people that do that, they are paid actors. So that just may be something like if you go to an acting agency and you look on the call sheet or whatever, and you see what's available, they'll tell you, hey, we got this Valtrex commercial, which is a medicine for herpes simplex. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be somebody that, say if it was your friend, they did a commercial for herpes, but they don't have it. So this may fall into that category. But there are some videos out there that have white folks on there. But the Black community is more susceptible to these diseases because we are very hypersexual with a small percentage of people. Okay. So yeah, so that's why. All right, so let's continue. Let's get back to it. To the Black community. Let me see if I can make. Nah, that's not gonna work. Okay, so these are all statistics from 2022 that pertain to the Black community. Some probably may be shocking, may not. Diagnosed with HIV at more than 7 times the rate of non-Hispanic whites. Black males were 7.6 times more likely to have a diagnosis of HIV infection than non-Hispanic white males. Black females were 10 times more likely than non-Hispanic white females to have a diagnosis of HIV infection. Non-Hispanic Black or African-American males were 6.4 times more likely than non-Hispanic white males to die with HIV infection. In 2022, non-Hispanic Black or African Americans were nearly 7 times more likely than non-Hispanic whites to die of AIDS. Okay, it's already looking kind of grim. So HIV diagnosis. This is where the problem is. There is one particular group that the Black community needs to be concerned about. And it is the gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men, MSM, were the population most affected by HIV in the United States. MSM, men who have sex with men, accounted for 67. Y'all heard me? 67. 25,422 of new HIV diagnoses in the United States and 6 territories and freely associated states. Black/African American men who have sex with men accounted for 35%, 8,831 of the 37,981 new HIV diagnoses and 35% of diagnosis among males. So if all men who have sex with men is 67%, and Black men who have sex with men is 35%, that's crazy. Because of the fact that our LGBTQ population for Black men is 39% of 1.2 million. So from that small group, they account for 35% of the new diagnoses in 2022. That's crazy, right? And then Hispanic/Latino men who have sex with men accounted for 37%, 9,374 of the 37,000 new HIV diagnoses and 37% among males. So they're actually leading us. It's crazy. So this is what the new cases look like. And I know this is the most, let me bring myself up here because I've talked about this before because a lot of people couldn't understand, well, why is the focus always on heterosexual Black men when we know that homosexual Black men are the ones that's actually spreading HIV the most in the Black community? And Black women are right there in the middle. Why is that? Because those men, there are some men in that particular group that may be attractive to Black women. And this is just my, my theory here. Black women are having sex with those guys. Those guys may be down low, not telling the women that they have sex with men and they're carrying these diseases because we all know that women get tested more than men. So when you have a hypersexual community, a small percentage of them, and they're having sex with the same men, the men are having sex with the large population of women, that's how you get homosexual men, Black women, and then heterosexual Black men in third. Because again, most men don't qualify for sex. Most men aren't having regular sex like that, let alone having multiple partners. So that speaks to that as well. Black community makes sense. And I know in these, and what I don't understand is I know Black women are very close to homosexual Black men. Why don't y'all have these conversations amongst each other and try and hold each other accountable instead of sitting there trying to laugh, haha, looking at these down low men? There's some dude going viral on TikTok that people keep talking about, and he's putting out all these tropes about down low men, but we look at the statistics and we like, yo, y'all need to, Black women and homosexual Black men need to be having these discussions together and try and bring down these numbers. It would only make sense. But y'all be more focused on heterosexual Black men when, in this case, we're not the problem. Okay? Let me know if this is making sense. And I'm going to show you guys the numbers. I'm going to show you where you can find them too. So, HIV diagnosis in 2022 for African-American male ages 13 years and older, male to male MSM contact, their number was 8,828. And I'm going to show you where I got these numbers from because I said 8,831 on the other slide, but I actually did an update, and I'm going to show you. HIV diagnosis 2022 for African-American females ages 13 years and older. Heterosexual contact, let's see here, 3,181 cases. And then right there at the bottom, Black men ages 13 years and older, heterosexual contact, 1,518 cases. So just like I stated, yes, the Black community does have a large percentage, large population of people who have HIV, who are diagnosed with HIV in 2022. So it is absolutely a problem. But for the Black community to be focused on all these Black men, these heterosexual Black men causing the issues, no, it's not. Okay? And we're not done. We still going. Hold on. And this is the HIV prevalence rate in the United States for the Black community. Did I do this for? No, this is not for the Black. This is for everybody. Let me show you. I'm going to try and make this a little bit wider so you guys can see that. So prevalence means this is how many people we have currently living in our population or, in the States. All races, ethnicities, both sexes, ages 13 years and older. And this is all transmission categories. That could be from intercourse, from needle injections, so on and so forth. HIV prevalence 2022. It is 1 million cases, little over 1 million. And that is a rate of 386.6 per 100,000 people. Remember that number because I'm gonna tell y'all a shocking one here in a second. 386.6 cases of HIV per every 100,000 people. Okay. Now, this is the prevalence rate for the Black community. It is for 2022. It is 435,070 cases. That is 1,243.8 cases per 100,000 Black people. So it is way higher than the average for the total population. That's why this is an issue. So for every 100,000 Black people that you see over the age of 13, both men and women, 1,243.8 are diagnosed with HIV. That's crazy. Oh, I gotta one back. All right. So in 2022, the Black community accounted for 39.8%, 435,000 of the 1,092 HIV prevalence rate, even though we only represent approximately 14% of the population. Now y'all see why this is an issue? All right. So HIV prevention. There's multiple ways using HIV medication to reduce risk HIV treatment as prevention, pre-exposure prophylaxis, that is PrEP. We're going to discuss that here. Post-exposure prophylaxis, that's HIV medication. Reducing risk from alcohol and drug use, alcohol and HIV risk, substance use and HIV risk. This is all prevention measures, education. Then you got reducing sexual risk, preventing sexual transmission of HIV. What's missing on this list, guys? Do you see anything that has to do with abstinence? No. And the reason why, like I said, it would make my job so much easier if people wasn't out there sneaking in. You know what I'm saying? But we know that's not going to happen. So you have to, you have to acquiesce to what's actually going on in the world. You cannot overlook these things. So we have to give education, give preventative measures to make sure that people are protected, because people are not going to stop having sex. It just is what it is. I would love for people not to have sex, or at least just have sex with one person, but that shit ain't going to happen. Okay. People going to sneak in. Let's see here. And then the potential future options, HIV vaccines, working on it. We're going to discuss that in a later live stream. Long-acting HIV prevention tools and microbiocides. Hold on, I got a video for you guys. Let's talk about PrEP. Here we go.
PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis, is a medicine that can prevent HIV. PrEP is for people who are HIV negative and at risk of getting HIV. This includes people who have a sex partner with HIV, people who don't always use condoms, or people who have been diagnosed with an STD in the past 6 months. PrEP is also for people who are HIV negative and sharing needles or other drug injection equipment, or have a drug injecting partner with HIV. PrEP is highly effective for preventing HIV through sex or injection drug use. PrEP does not protect against other sexually transmitted diseases. Only condoms can protect against STDs such as syphilis or gonorrhea.
Visit your healthcare provider to see if PrEP is right for you. If you decide to take PrEP, you'll need to take it every day, or it's prescribed by your healthcare provider. For more information about PrEP, visit cdc.gov/HIV.
Somebody funny, man. Thank the CD for that. Who said this? The Lions then said, you all catch the first pick, a black and a white one. Yeah, I see that. When I was watching, I was like, man, that's funny. You caught it, man. That was you're a wild one. ASAC man, $5 who just said, fellas, be upfront and honest. If a woman is positive, you got to leave her alone. If she refuses the test, leave her alone. This is non-negotiable. Yeah, we got some other stuff that we're going to discuss as well, because you guys know that you can go to like CVS or Walgreens and you can get home testing kits. So this is what we like to say as healthcare professionals. Yes, they are good to see where you stand. However, I would follow up with your physician or your healthcare company and actually get tested, in a hospital or in a clinic or something like that. But yes, you can go buy them. They are good. They are accurate. But for safety purposes, we have to tell you guys, yeah, make sure you get tested as well. And don't just simply rely on the home testing kits. Okay. You can get testing kits for all that. So if you are about to get into a relationship with the young woman, if you can't go to the clinic and the only thing that you can do is go to CVS and get those testing kits, do that. Okay. I would, prefer that y'all do that. Okay. Simple. Let's see here. Let's go back. So let's talk about PrEP a little bit more, since it is a hot topic. And we used to focus on the homosexual population, but now we're starting to prescribe it for people outside of it, people who are very sexually active with multiple partners. They can actually get on PrEP now. So PrEP 101, you guys can get this information from the CDC. It's just explaining what PrEP is. It's just pre-exposure prophylaxis. Can be pills, shots that reduce your chances of getting HIV. And then you have to determine, is PrEP right for you? And this is for people, if any of these apply to you, you have had anal or vaginal sex in the past 6 months and have a sexual partner with HIV, especially if the partner has an unknown or detectable viral load, which means it's not suppressed as low as it can get if you are on PrEP, have not consistently used a condom, or have been diagnosed with an STD in the past 6 months, if you inject drugs, or you have been prescribed PEP, post-exposure prophylaxis, and report continued risky behavior, or have used multiple courses of PEP. And then once again, have to reiterate this, visit your healthcare provider to find out if PrEP is right for you. Routinely as recommended for follow-up visits, HIV tests, and prescription refills or shots. We talk about this all the time on this channel. And then how can you get help to pay for PrEP? Most of your insurance companies actually cover it, okay? And then you can also try VV Connect. It offers a program to help patients pay for PrEP shots. And you can learn more about VV Connect on vvconnect.com. And then if you don't have insurance, consider enrolling in the insurance marketplace PrEP assistance program or your state's Medicaid plan if you are eligible. Okay, so there's multiple ways that you can get that. All right. What is this? Yeah, HVAC man, $5. Oh yeah, there's a new flesh-eating STD. If you catch that, you're done. There's no cure for that mess as of now. Nah, man, it's not verified just yet. You can actually Google it right now. Yeah, we're still in the process of studying it across the world. So once it's released, we will discuss it. I mean, it's something out there, but we're not sure if we're going to consider it as an STI just yet. So yeah, if you guys have time, do some research on it. I've heard it. I'm on it, guys. We talk about it all the time. Okay. Thank you for that, brother. Let's see here. All right. And then I have another brochure. I got to make this a little bit smaller. And this is for PrEP as well. Take one pill every day. It just goes down to PrEP basics. All of this can be found on HIV.gov. And on Instagram, it's called Start Talking HIV. They have their own social media pages. So yeah. Did I miss one? And that's it. Okay. But we still ain't got to Houston yet, which y'all know that's where I live. But I ain't in these streets. I hear the stories and I see the people all the time. But yeah, but let me know if you guys have any questions on the information that I just presented. We're definitely not done. We still have to discuss why Houston is at the forefront of these conversations, right? I know you guys heard. But first I want to show you guys where you can find this information. Give me a second. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Where is it? Oh, let me get rid of the PowerPoint. Save. Bam. There we go. So if you want to know the HIV rate in your county, your city, your state, let me know, because I have Atlas Plus pulled up, guys. So Atlas Plus is actually where you can get all the information for yourselves. It's directly from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So wherever you live, you can figure out how many HIV cases, you can figure out STIs, gonorrhea, chlamydia. They have some numbers from 2023 to 2024, but they're not verified just yet. So stick with 2022. So I'm going to show you guys how to use this. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this a little bit larger. Okay, so you can't really see it. My bad. It's not going to show up big over here, but at the top here, and I got my little mouse, the cursor right there. It says, please make a selection. You got it set on disease, and then you just go down here. If you want to see, let's say HIV prevalence, You click that. Be very simple. You hit next. Current selection will be changed. I know. And then you can switch it from either national, region, state, county, all this stuff. Metropolitan statistical areas. We're going to keep it at national. And then you just go over here. Let's go for 2022, which is the most recent. And you click it right there. And then you can narrow it down by age groups, whatever race you want to see, male, female, so on and so forth. We'll just leave it there. All transmission categories. And then you just simply create your table. It'll take a quick second and bam. Just like I reported to you guys. 1,092 cases are prevalence. People who are infected in the United States with HIV in 2022. All right. As a whole, that's not for just that year. It's for, it's everybody. And then when you want to go back, you just click start over and you start from scratch. Somebody said South Carolina. Truest dude. Let's see if we can get, let's do HIV diagnoses for South Carolina. So we click HIV diagnosis. And then let's go state. All the way down. There you go, South Carolina. Hit next. Stay with 2022. And I'm going to explain to you why 2023 and 2024 is still in the review process. And it'll actually tell you here in a second. So right here, did you want the Black community or you just want South Carolina as a whole? Truest dude. You want just everybody? We'll do everybody. So since we got it in here, both male and female, create the table. And there you go. There are, in 2022, there were 717 HIV diagnoses in South Carolina for the year 2022. So right here at the bottom, if you go to this website, it says data for 2023 and 2024 are considered preliminary, subject to a 12-month reporting delay. So that's why you keep it at 2022. All right? Just so, because I know you're going to look at it and be like, oh, yeah, these are up. No, this is the most current because it's already been reviewed, 2022. Anybody else while we still here? Anybody else? Bueller, you want to see a state, city, something? I'll wait a little bit, see what y'all got to say before we get to Houston. Let me know. Up North Carolina. Was it North? Oh, wait, hold on. Who was first? Pennsylvania. Did I start over already? No. HIV diagnoses. Next. State. You can narrow it down by county, guys, if you wanted to. But what we doing, Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania, leave everything there, create the table. Bam. So in 2022, there were 954 HIV diagnoses in Pennsylvania. That is a rate of 8.6 per 100,000 people. Okay. Let's start over. We got a super chat with he said DMV. That's, you got Virginia, Maryland, and DC. Thanks for the super chat, Malik. Which one you want? Which one you want? You said DMV. Let me say, well, matter of fact, let's put them all together. You got this super chat. Here we go. state, District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia. Next, 22, Bing. Everybody, create table. There you go. So they give you the separate ones. District of Columbia. Well, shit, I might as well put all of them in there. 211 cases for DC, 748 for Maryland, and 834 new HIV diagnoses in 2022. Okay. Let's start over. I'm going to get them all in one swoop. State. Let me scroll back up. Okay, so I see North Carolina. I see Alabama too. North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Cleveland, Ohio. We got VA. Goddamn. Okay, so yeah, so we'll start there. We'll leave it there and then we'll move on. Next, 2022. All people, create table. So there you have it. For Alabama, 701 new cases, new diagnoses in 2022. Florida, Jesus, 4,290 in Florida. And then Georgia, 2,511. North Carolina, 1,353. In Ohio, 855. And those numbers for the rates is on the right side. You guys can check this out for yourself. I'm going to drop the link once the live stream is done so you guys can check this out for yourself. Yeah, just, mess around with it and, look at, all the information. Okay. All right, man. That's a lot, right? Let's see here. All right, so let's get to the great state of Texas, where I stay, and Houston, where I also stay. Let me show y'all this report here real quick. Let's go start here.
From Harris County Health shows cases of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections are on the rise in our area and rising faster than anywhere else in Texas. Tonight, Matt Doherty looks at which parts of the city are seeing the highest rates of new cases. He joins us live tonight in West Houston. Matt?
Yeah, the study shows the rates of new cases are rising across the board, even among some diseases you may have thought were long gone.
HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, all of those. So it's a big issue we have here in our community.
Legacy Health's Director of Health Navigation, Jill Johns, sits down to discuss what nobody wants to talk about.
A trip or a burning sensation when they pee or a discharge from their genitals.
Sexually transmitted infections.
Harris County and Houston in particular has been surpassing the rates of STIs in Texas.
Due to the lag for required reporting, the most recent data in the report covers the time period between 2016 and 2022. What it shows is alarming.
Between 2016 and 2022, the rates of syphilis in our area doubled.
Okay, so I want to be clear here. Like I said, if you go anywhere and you start seeing conversations about the HIV rates, people are going to look at you crazy like, oh, it's from 2022, it's 2025. Where are those numbers? No, all the reports are from 2022 because they are already reviewed. Those are the most recent numbers, most current numbers, okay? When 2023 and 2024 come out, then we'll start quoting that. But stay at 2022. Okay, here we go.
Which is definitely concerning.
Here's a map of the zip codes where the rate of syphilis is the highest. Downtown, then Montrose, then the area near Old Spanish Trail. For chlamydia, the zip codes with the highest rates are the medical center area, LaPorte, and downtown.
Ages 15 to 24.
Then there's
ages 15 to 24 out there running around.
Gonorrhea, which has an infection rate that is surging in the area of the medical center, followed by downtown and then Sunnyside. The highest rates of new HIV cases were seen in Montrose, followed by the Second Ward and then Setgast. Although the sexually transmitted infections are found in basically every demographic in Harris County, the study found that there is one population that is testing positive for them more frequently.
Okay, y'all heard that. Who y'all think the population that they're talking about? There's one population that is coming out positive more frequently. Who you think they're talking about? Pay attention. So when you hear these Houston and HIV, here we go. Let's go back.
HIV cases were seen in Montrose, followed by the Second Ward and then Setgast. Although the sexually transmitted infections are found in basically every demographic in Harris County, the study found that there is one population that is testing positive for them more frequently.
In particular, Black women.
Y'all heard her. Like I said, man, the focus, I see all these think pieces about dating in Houston as being is pee in the dating pool, and these black men don't do this and black men don't do that. Y'all heard it. So
Medical Center, followed by downtown and then Sunnyside. The highest rates of new HIV cases were seen in Montrose, followed by the Second Ward and then Setgast. Although the sexually transmitted infections are found in basically every demographic in Harris County, the study found that there is one population that is testing positive for them more frequently.
In particular, Black women. So Black women who are heterosexual are frequently getting STIs at a higher rate than other groups.
The best place to start is from a position of knowledge. Legacy Health offers free and confidential HIV and STI testing, and some results you can learn within minutes. In West Houston, I'm Matt Dordan, KHOU 11 News.
I mean, there it is, man. So, I mean, I know sometimes the black community, we tend to protect black women from telling them the truth, but sometimes you just gotta, put it all out there, man. And I know it's, for entertainment, people get on social media and tell these dating stories, but the health professions, we know where the issue is. Okay, especially in the black community, men who have sex with men and black women. And I still got some more. Hold on, we're not done. This is a 131-page report. It is free and available on the CDC. It's a surveillance report. You guys can take a look at this for yourself. Just type in HIV surveillance report, supplemental report, and then it's right here from 2018 to 2022. There's that magic year. So this is how it's breaking down by region. So I guess this is gonna be a game. There you have it. The South. What y'all doing out there running around? I know the game. Estimated HIV infections in the U.S. by region 2022, nearly half, 49% of new HIV infections were in the South. 23% were in the West, 14% Midwest, the highest. So, yeah, it's getting a little shaky out there. And this is among people aged 13 or over. And these are estimated HIV incidence and prevalence in the United States from 2018 to 2022. The report was actually published in 2024. Okay? So the South out there running around. All right. And this is the transmission category. There were 31,800 estimated new HIV infections in 2022. Of those, 67%, as I stated before, were gay, bisexual, and other men who reported male-to-male sexual contact. 22% were among people who had heterosexual contact, and 7% were among people who injected drugs. Okay, and the overall goal, ending the epidemic, decrease the estimated number of new HIV infections by 9,300 by 2025 and 3,000 by 2030. And then this is just tells you about the special focus groups, and they specifically highlight gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. And then, like I said, the special focus profiles highlighted the estimated distribution of HIV in 4 populations of interest to have HIV prevention programs in state and local health departments: gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men, persons who inject drugs, persons aged 13 to 24, persons residing in the southern region of the United States. Okay, so if you are a gay man who, let's say a gay man who lives in the southern regions and you're between the ages of 13 to 24, there is a high risk of you being, diagnosed with HIV if you are active out there like that and you're not, taking preventative measures. Okay. And this is just a thorough breakdown of the gay and bisexual population. And this is for the Black community from 2018 to 2022. What this is showing you guys is just the estimated HIV incidence among Black/African-American, Hispanic, white males. This is for male-to-male contact. As you can see here, Black/African-American, it went down about 16% in 2022. Hispanic men actually lead. And then you have white men decreased by 20%. And this is just the incidence among Black/African-American males 13 years or over, male-to-male MSM 2018 to 2022. And there's the 13 to 24, it went down 26% in 2022. So yeah, it just shows you the different age reason. Okay, so just simply focusing on the MSM population to paint a picture like, hey, this is where the problems are. Now, the rate of women living with HIV by age, race, and ethnicity, and this is for Texas in particular. Black women are in the blue, so you can see in every category of the ages, and this is the rate per 100,000, Black women actually lead in all categories, even from 0 to 14. Okay, and these are the numbers that represent Black women, Hispanic women, and white women living with HIV. Okay, in all the age groups. And this is actual breakdown of more about Black women and HIV in Texas alone, since this seems to be the conversation. But it's one thing that I want to show y'all that is probably alarming. Check this out. Right over here, 1 in every 690 Texas women have HIV. But if you look at Black women, 1 in every 156 Black women is diagnosed with HIV. Did y'all hear what I just said? So in Texas, the whole state, if you have 156 Black women, at least one of them are going to be infected with HIV. And that's in comparison to Hispanic women, 1 in every 1,080. And then white women, 1 in every 2,146. You see that difference right there? Since 2012, 51% of new HIV diagnoses in Texas, Texas women under the age of 25 were among young Black women. 51%. The rate of new HIV diagnosis among Black women in Texas is 5 times the rate for Hispanic women and 10 times the rate for white women. We discussed that. Black women have the highest case counts of gonorrhea and the second highest case counts of chlamydia, primary and secondary syphilis in Texas. Okay. And this is just some preventative measures for Black women. And then it's just going over the information that I just told you guys. This is from the Texas Health and Human Services Department. So they put this all together for Black women in particular. So let's go back up to the Atlas Plus. I want to show you guys something. For Harris County, that's what people are talking about. So yeah, Black women, y'all need to be aware of this stuff. Practice safe sex. Make, your sexual partners wear condoms. I heard the stories. Women don't like using condoms, but it's protecting your life. Hey, please do what you need to do because these numbers are, they're alarming. Okay. And also MSM, men who have sex with men. Y'all got to do a better job in protecting yourselves as well. Okay. Because that's where most of the issues are coming from. Lord. I want to do Harris County. So I live in Harris County. I want to show you guys. That's where Houston is, if you guys didn't know that. So that's why people are talking about it. So for Houston, let's do HIV diagnosis in 2022. Let's do county. Texas. All right. You see how detailed this thing is? Why the hell is no, not select all? Hold on, let me go back. Where is it? Harris County. Let's do the Black community. 13 years older, both sexes. All transmissions, create table. So right there we go. This is for just Harris County alone. See, Black, African American, both sexes, ages 13 and over. All 600 or 60.6 per 100,000 people. Okay. So again, this is only for one county. So in Harris County, that's how many new diagnoses, but that doesn't tell the full story because when you go to the prevalence rate, take it off diagnosis, prevalence, county, right here. Harris County, 2022. Black. So the prevalence rate in the Black community for Harris County alone is 13,393. So that's how many people, Black people, both men and women, are living in Harris County and have been diagnosed with HIV, and that is 1,772.9 per 100,000 Black people in Harris County alone. So that's pretty significant, man. All right, man. I know that was a lot, but hopefully that paints a better picture of what we're dealing with here, especially in the Black community. You guys have all the information now. I know some of it may be grim, and the ultimate goal, man, is to kind of level set these conversations, because my primary goal here is to protect Black men's ethnic image. And sometimes these conversations are skewed because a lot of people in the Black community just simply don't like Black men. And they'll say certain things to be hyperbolic and say it's all about these, specifically the heterosexual Black men, okay? Especially in Houston. So no, we need to start focusing on MSM and also heterosexual Black women. There it is, man. But like I said, the Black community as a whole, we damn near top every list. If it wasn't for Hispanic folks, men leading in certain categories, yes, the Black community leads in all that. So yeah, so it seemed, we're not doing great by any means as a whole. We got to get better. So, man. All right. So that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully this was informational, entertaining of some sort. Let me see. I missed some super chat. I missed maybe one. Yeah. Excalibur, what up though? $5 super chat said, thank you for your efforts. I appreciate it, brother. I mean, I don't mind at all. Cool. So there you have it, guys. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. So let's go in and get out of here. I'm going to clip some of this up, man, to the best of my ability to make it, smaller, a smaller little breakdown. But yeah, it's wild. So let's see here. Let me shut down this stuff. Cool. So yeah. So what's the day? It's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So yeah, keep eating healthy. Be safe. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got over 130 folks in here at one point. Man, that's great, especially for these types of live streams, man. So again, thank you guys, and also don't miss tomorrow's members only live stream. I'm going to test it out to make sure I'm good to go for the Pop the Balloon review. So become a member. Poolman put all the links in the description. So make sure you become a member so you can join in on the fun. Okay. It won't be monetized. But yeah, it'll be fun. I still want to do the review. Like I said, it's taken me a lot not to watch the show because I opened up Instagram and somebody had a clip and I had to scroll off of it. So trying to wait. But yeah, it's going to be fun tomorrow. Real relaxed. And make sure you're in a space where you can, come on camera if you plan on coming up. You're not eating. You're not preoccupied with something. You got on clothes, and keep the cursing to a minimum. Okay? That's all I ask. So True as Dude said we got 167 likes. Thank you, brother, for the update. So I'll leave y'all with Fast Car. I think I got it up here. Yep. All right. So again, be safe out there, guys. Be back here on tomorrow. And yeah, we out. Media Man out. God bless y'all. Peace. Thank you. I want to get to anywhere. Maybe we can make it. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Started from zero and nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself.